today's episode of Aviation Marketing TV, we're going to be talking about referrals. Actually, for the next several episodes, we're going to be talking about referrals because they are such a huge part of marketing in aviation. And so today's session, we're going to be talking about why referrals are so important. And in the aviation industry, you could get up to 50% of your new customers or your new business through referrals. So why is that different in aviation than any other industry, John, do you think?
Trust.
Trust.
As a matter of fact, your best salesman should be your clients.
And if you're doing a really good job of customer service and you're doing a really good job of providing a high quality product or service, then
that'll happen all by itself.
Well, it'll happen all by itself, but it shouldn't become a random act of marketing. You know, once again, we come back to you shouldn't let this happen by accident.
Exactly.
Any salesperson that you have, even if it's your client, you need to direct their activities a little bit, and you need to encourage them to perform better. So in this case, you're actually using your clients as referrals, and you can do that in a way that makes it a good experience for them as well as for yourself. And the way that you do that, when you think about your referral network, you want to think about the phrase, if I want to give something, or if I want to get something, I first have to give something. And I know that's a Deepak Chopra thing, and we're not going to get all mystical and weird here. And it's not a one-to-one thing. So I give you a referral, you give me a referral, and we keep going like that in perfect synchronicity forever. The world doesn't work that way. So, you know, an example of this that John and I have run into that I think is excellent is there's a company called BJS Lincoln, which has a hugely long sales cycle. They build hangars. So you can just imagine all of the things that they need to do, getting permits and getting approvals and getting all the stakeholders involved with building a hangar. So they have a sales cycle of sometimes months or years. But one thing that they did that I think is a perfect example of this is they invited us to dinner. And John, you want to tell them a little bit about this dinner we were invited to?
Well, the dinner was actually quite interesting in that there were probably 10 or 12 people there, each of them a client or potential client for BJS Lincoln, and they ran the gamut of us, which we will be a client of theirs one day, all the way up to folks that are current clients and those that have just finished building hangars for them.
Mm-hmm. But the interesting thing about this dinner is Rick Andrich, who is an absolute wizard of a host. He knows the right restaurants to go to. He knows the right stuff to order. He knows which wine goes with which food and all those things. But more than that, he knows who to sit next to who.
Yes, he does.
So this was a fantastic dinner for everybody involved because everybody ended up sitting next to somebody who worked in a way that, you know, had some synergy with the person who was sitting next to them.
And he does it in such a manner as it doesn't appear to be planned.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy is great. You walk in, everybody's sort of milling around, and say, "Oh, why don't you have a seat here, John?" And you end up sitting next to the CEO of Honda, for crying out loud, or a guy that does duck hunting in his spare time. You
Mm-hmm.
never know, but he has it figured out, so that he knows who's going to work well with whom, so that everybody wins.
Exactly. So you think in terms of this table, and there will be 3 or 4 different companies represented at this table. Each of us ordered something different. We were passing food back and forth and having a fantastic time, and we all went away with some really great business and personal referrals, you know, from that dinner. And that was something that made BGS Lincoln look fantastic because, of course, we were talking about our hangar projects and, you know, all of the fantastic things that BGS Lincoln was doing to help us get our projects off the ground and get things rolling. And we were also talking with each other about, you know, different things that we wanted to do as far as pursuing business with other companies and so on. So it was a great experience. And I want you to think in terms of your business has all these people sitting around this table, and you are the host at this dinner party, what can you do, if you want to think in terms of giving first before you receive, what can you do to help all of the people who are sitting around this table do business with each other? Because what you want to do is build a web here and build a community. And I'm going to give you a couple of other examples. We have a client. I'm going to use Pilot Weather Training because they are a newish client. We'll put that in subtitles. And over here we have Aerostar. And I'm using this because this is an actual example that we did just recently. Now both of these companies are, they have a similar demographic that they're going for. Pilot weather training, all pilots need to do, or all commercial pilots need to do recurrent weather training every year.
121 pilots.
121 pilots,
And charter.
exactly. And charter pilots. So they need ongoing training, and they need to do training every year. Aerostar does type ratings for pilots. So, obviously there's some synergy there. So what we did is we created a referral, an informal referral network here, so that these people are both profiting from this exchange. Now the more activity you have going on across this table, the more secure your business becomes, because these people are all talking to each other, they are doing better, and your clients succeeding leads to your success as well. So that's an example. Another one is where you have, and go ahead.
You could add flight research down here and go both directions.
We could. We have not done that yet, but we certainly could. So another one that we actually have talked about is Dallas Jet. They are a member of several different organizations. So, let's say we have NARA and NAFA, both of which are organizations for people who buy and sell aircraft. National Aircraft Resale Association and National Aircraft Finance Association, I believe. And he's actually written an article about how working with members of these organizations is good for his business. The reason is they go to these events, they get to know one another, they feel comfortable with each other's level of competence, with each other's style. So Brad Harris at Dallas Jet feels comfortable referring someone to a finance guy who he feels is a good fit for them because of his expertise, because of his personality, whatever it is that he knows about that person that makes him feel really good about it. So instead of thinking in isolation and us marketing people sitting in a room thinking only about our company and our product, we want to think about this larger circle and get these lines going across here. And that really is a great way to continue. And next week we're going to be talking about how to create a great referral offer without making your clients feel like they've been deputized as bounty hunters. And that they are bringing you their friends for a bounty. So we'll talk about that next week.
Time for a break and a cup of coffee.
Okay.
So a quick recap, to get more referrals, if you want something, you want to give something, and you want to become known as a person who provides referrals so that you're more likely to get referrals yourself. And great places to start are your own clients and partners, associations you belong to, or people in the marketing coaching program. Now these are folks who obviously are in the aviation industry and have an interest in marketing a product or service. So in our coaching program we provide a referral sheet, and on that referral sheet we ask questions like, how would I recognize a good candidate for a referral to you, and what happens after I refer someone to you, so that you know exactly how those referrals are going to be used, and you feel comfortable or more comfortable making those kinds of referrals, even if you don't know each other very well to begin with. We also distribute these referral sheets for each of our coaching program members to any new coaching program members, and we also distribute them once a year so that everybody has a complete and updated list. Some other benefits of the coaching program are that your staff become the marketing experts, and a lot of people on your staff may have been working with your product or service for years. So, they know the product, and if they know, the more they know about marketing, the better they are able to sell it. So what does the coaching program include? Of course, it includes monthly webinars, Q&As, individual assistance with projects, 20-page workbooks. These are not trivial, light little classes. We send recordings of the monthly webinars, so in case you can't make that particular date and time, you'll have those, and you'll also have them for future reference. We award 2 hours of continuing education, which is honored by a lot of the professional organizations that require continuing education or professional education. What clients say about our coaching program is that they would recommend it to others. They always say this lesson was a good value for the investment, which is wonderful. And they say it saves a lot of time over figuring this out for myself, which is really what the coaching program is all about. And I wish I'd started sooner. The sooner you start, the sooner you can start using the great bits of information that can sometimes make a big difference in your bottom line and in the number of sales you make this month. So if you're ready to get started with the coaching program, you can go to abci1.com/coaching. If you need more information, please download our ebook, abci1.com/free book.